Good kung fu does not depend on age or sex, but on how well you fight. And this martial artist was the master. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 best Ip Man fight scenes.
Hit, 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 big hit.
For this list, we're looking at the incredible, fist-pumping, cheer-inducing, and/or unforgettable battles of the biographical film series based on the life of the Wing Chun Master. By the way, a spoiler alert is now in effect. Number 20, Ip Man vs. the Hung Ga Gang, Ip Man 2. Huang Chengleung may be one of the first to train under Ip Man after the Wing Chun Master and his family moved to Hong Kong, but the young man clearly isn't the brightest of his disciples, at least not yet. While trying to promote the school, Huang is taken hostage by students who practice the martial art of Hung Ga. Ip Man heads to the wet market to rescue him, but the attempt turns into a pulse-pounding battle involving multiple meat cleavers. Though Huang's able to hold his own despite the fact that his hands are tied behind his back, it's when ex-rival Jin Shanzhao and his gang appear to save the day that really makes this altercation so surprising.
叶师傅，你们走吧。
Number 19, Sergeant Geddes vs. Master Wan, Ip Man 4, the finale.
These Chinamen right here, I just crushed all of them. You're the only one left. I need to fight you.
If there's one thing we've seen in these movies, it's protagonists holding their ground in the face of injustice despite getting a serious beatdown for it. Said injustice again comes in the form of Sergeant Geddes, who seeks out Master Wan for retribution for one of his fighters' defeats. More on that later.
馬師傅，你冇必要接受佢嘅挑戰嘅。
有必要。再讓着他，就不是中國人。
Wan accepts his challenge, and the two head to the Marine base to settle their differences. At first, it looks as if Geddes is going to have to eat crow for his ignorance, with Wan proving too quick for him. However, Geddes is able to stay staunch and land some killer blows, sending Wan to the mat. Wan ultimately loses, but his resilience in the face of adversity speaks volumes.
Enough!
Number 18, Hartman vs. Colin, Ip Man 4, the finale. Ironically enough, some Americans have difficulty welcoming and learning from other cultures, though none more so than the movie's villain, Marine Gunnery Sergeant Geddes.
You mind explaining to me what exactly this contraption is?
When the Asian American Staff Sergeant Hartman brings a wooden Wing Chun training dummy onto the base, Geddes is having none of it. Unwilling to take Chinese kung fu seriously, Geddes has Hartman go up against karate master Colin to prove himself and the martial art. Hartman indeed has some skills, but he unfortunately doesn't have the physique to best his opponent. Thinking he was proven right, Geddes makes an example out of Hartman by making the Chinese troops run laps while the training dummy burns, establishing himself as one despicable antagonist not to be trifled with. Number 17, Jin Shanzhao vs. the two masters, Ip Man. It's 1930s China, and this master of northern Chinese martial arts is looking for a fight, or two or three.
Which one should we challenge first?
One, two.
Heading to Foshan, where Ip Man's reputation as a revered martial artist is growing, Jin makes it his mission to take on the various schools of southern Chinese martial arts in the prefecture-level city. Not only does he successfully challenge and defeat two local masters in front of their respective students, he's also able to show off both his hand-to-hand combat abilities as well as his sword-fighting skills.
You want to hack me to death?
As Jin looks around for his next opponent, his consecutive victories are enough to scare off a third group of students who state that their master is conveniently not here. Number 16, Elevator Fight, Ip Man 3. What American property developer Frank wants, he gets. Or at least he will sure as hell try.
Remember, I want that school. The rest means nothing without it.
Yes.
Understood.
Believing the Wing Chun Master has gotten in the way of his plans, Frank sends a Thai boxer to do the job that local triad leader Ma King Sung failed to do. Unfortunately, the attack happens while Ip and his wife, Chung Wing Sing, are leaving a medicine shop following her terminal cancer diagnosis. They're ambushed in an elevator, but Suchard is, of course, no match for Ip Man. Not only is he able to protect his wife in these extremely close quarters, he's also able to control his emotional turmoil to the point that his opponent's defeat is both swift and graceful. Ultimately leading to a poignant reunion with Wing Sing. Number 15, The Lazy Susan Fight, Ip Man 4, the finale.
最後一位係中華總會會長太極拳萬師傅。
One extraordinary thing about these movies is that the martial artists on display have a knack for turning any setting into a fighting ground and any object into a weapon, even something as innocuous as a lazy Susan. In this scene, Ip Man comes to San Francisco's Chinese Benevolent Association looking for endorsement for his son to attend school in America. The CBA's chairman, Master Wan, is more than happy to write a letter of recommendation, provided that Ip Man denounce his former student Bruce Lee for teaching Kung Fu to non-Chinese.
其實小龍只不過係想將我哋中國功夫發揚光大啫，我認為係一件好事。
Ip refuses, leading the two to express their strain on the table's centerpiece. Neither relents, and so the heavy glass turntable has no choice but to shatter.
爆咯喎
Oh my god， 算咧。
Number 14, Master Hung vs. Taylor the Twister Miller, Ip Man 2. If there's one theme that persists throughout the Ip Man series, it's that you have to defend your beliefs.
不能叫洋人看不起我们。
Master Hung takes this to heart when British boxer Taylor the Twister Miller tries to turn Chinese martial arts into a laughingstock. Hung is more than willing to accept the challenge. However, in a literal East versus West showdown of fighting styles, Hung is soon overpowered by the hulking Twister, whose ego only grows by the second.
Go, boys!
In a pure Rocky IV moment, Ip Man is prepared to throw in the towel on Hung's behalf, only for Hung to insist the fight go on. And if you've seen the aforementioned movie, you know the heartbreaking and brutal moments that happen next. Number 13, Ip Man vs. Master Wan, Ip Man 4, the finale.
想要拿下，不用通过我女儿，凭你自己的真本事打赢我。
Don't worry, they wouldn't just tease us with an awesome Lazy Susan fight without delivering later on. Convinced Ip Man only rescued his daughter Yona to make himself look better, Master Wan challenges him to prove himself worthy of a recommendation letter by engaging in a sparring match. With Yona looking on trepidatiously, the two are as level as one would hope, with Wan even going one-handed to accommodate for Ip's previous schoolyard injury.
怎么了？受过伤啊？
As if their contentiousness awakens something, an earthquake begins to rattle the house and lay waste to everything in it. Wan looks to postpone the match, but Ip Man dejectedly declines, leaving us to wonder who would have come out on top.
其實分勝負係咪真係咁重要咧？我哋係咪應該用中國武術去改變外國人對我哋華人嘅偏見？
Number 12, Ip Man vs. Chung Fung, Ip Man 3. Throughout Ip Man 3, Chung Tinchi and Ip Man were always in quiet contention. That is until Act 3, when Chung begins making moves to proclaim himself as the true master of Wing Chun, calling Ip's methods into question.
我知道，好多人都覺得我到處挑戰各大門派，太過高調。但係功夫本來就應該要分高下。而且我話俾大家聽，葉問代表唔到詠春。
In the battle for Wing Chun, Ip and Chung hold an ostensibly private sparring match to settle the matter for good.
詠春，張天志。
詠春，葉問。
Using everything from 6.5-point poles and butterfly swords to their bare hands. At one point, Ip is blinded and has to rely on only his hearing to dodge strikes, but he ultimately overcomes when he pulls out the fabled 1-inch punch. Humbled, Chung accepts defeat and rescinds his claim, but not before we got one hell of a duel. Number 11, Schoolyard Fight, Ip Man 4, the finale. Seeing Ip Man's exploits in America means we get to see him kick butt in different environments than in previous movies. After meeting with the high school principal to see about his son's potential enrollment, Ip comes across Juan's daughter Yona being accosted by a mean girl and her boyfriend's cronies. Though Yona fights back to some extent, she's simply outnumbered. Ever the one to defend the innocent, Ip Man intervenes and gives the jocks a whooping they aren't liable to forget.
Stay out of this, old man. Oh, you want some too?
Sure, they're adolescents, so Ip doesn't go too hard on them, but he brandishes enough gusto to give them a taste of their own medicine. Essentially spanking them with their own hockey sticks like they're petulant children. Good on you, Ip.
No up.
I'm sorry. I can't.
Number 10, the Mid-Autumn Festival Showdown, Ip Man 4, the finale.
You understand I will go all out. Come on, then.
Here's where Sergeant Geddes' karate fighter gets embarrassed by Chinese Kung Fu when he was trying to do just the opposite. Black-belted Colin arrives at the Mid-Autumn Festival in Chinatown looking for trouble, and gets it when he faces a quartet of Wing Chun Masters. He takes down the first 3 with relative ease, each dwarfed by his impressive stature. But he gets more than he bargained for when Ip Man steps up to face him. Astonishingly, Ip is able to use Colin's weight and force against him. Sending him to the ground on multiple occasions and redirecting him in midair on another. It's a decisive enough victory for Ip Man and Kung Fu to send the crowd into a frenzy. Number 9, the Cotton Mill Fight, Ip Man. The Japanese invasion in 1937 devastated many communities, including Ip Man's hometown Foshan. When the factory workers at the cotton mill find themselves accosted by northern Chinese martial arts master Jin Shanzhao and his desperate thugs, they turn to Ip Man for help.
Uncle, please stay and teach us Kung Fu, at least the basics.
Helping them help themselves, Ip teaches them the ways of Wing Chun, and when the gang returns, they are ready.
Fine, that's it. Whoever tries to resist, give them a beating.
While the workers never get the upper hand, they do hold their own long enough for Ip to arrive. From there, Ip Man confronts Jin.
Stop it.
No wonder they dare to fight back. They found a bodyguard.
When Jin persists, Ip settles the matter the only way he can, with a really, really long bamboo pole. Number 8, Ip Man vs. Frank, Ip Man 3. When it was announced that legendary boxer Mike Tyson was joining the cast of Ip Man 3, we knew he had to be getting in on the action.
Right there, all fun, Golay.
Here, he plays Frank, an American property developer trying to take the local school's land by force, and a hulking badass to boot. When Ip Man confronts Frank in his office, Frank agrees to back down if he can hold his own for 3 minutes. Ip consents, a timer is set, and the two duke it out. Frank initially proves too powerful for Ip, but Ip does well to attack his lower half. As Frank is about to deliver what could be a knockout uppercut, the timer goes off and both freeze. Frank true to his word. Whew, Number 7, the Alleyway Fight, Ip Man 4, the finale.
Yo, Kung Fu Man. I saw you at the tournament tonight. I think your stuff is bullshit. I don't buy it.
With its over-the-top villains and bold plot developments, Ip Man 4 serves as a sort of ode to 70s martial arts cinema, the likes of which Bruce Lee popularized. So it came as a gleeful surprise to find actor Danny Chan as Lee participate in a bout that would fit right into one of the latter's films. Following a tournament, Lee and his students are accosted by a gang of black belts. He's quickly summoned to a nearby alleyway by their master, where the two engage in a good old-fashioned face-off. It's a well-choreographed fight, one that makes proper use of the environment and weaponry once nunchucks are introduced. Still, Lee's greatest weapons are his feet and fists, as he gleefully proclaims victory. Number 6, Ip Man vs. Jin Shanzhao, Ip Man. This one's probably the funniest fight in the series. Jin Shanzhao has entered Ip Man's home in an effort to prove his northern fighting style is superior to southern, but Ip has a lesson or two to teach.
Good kung fu doesn't depend on age or sex. It's on you. You'll understand that in a bit.
Jin comes out eager, breaking several of Ip's household items and promising to pay for each.
I'll pay.
Upon hearing all the destruction, Ip's son rolls in on a tricycle in an I told you so moment, only irking Jin more.
Mommy said start fighting or everything will be broken.
Okay.
Little brat.
Jin tries to cheat by bringing a sword into the fight, which Ip counters with a feather duster. Ip proceeds to beat him with it before giving him a little smack on the butt for good measure. You know what they say, the feather duster is mightier than the sword. Number 5, Ip Man vs. the Three Masters, Ip Man 2. If you want to set the stage for some tense battles, you can't do much better than a rickety tabletop surrounded by upturned stools.
你投降算输，掉到桌子外算输，一炷香烧完，如果你还站在桌子上的话。
In order to legitimize himself as a Wing Chun teacher in Hong Kong, Ip Man must prove himself against the other local masters.
佛山咏春派，师承陈华顺，请各位师傅多多指教。
He makes quick work of his first two opponents, tossing off the first and overwhelming the second. It's when Master Hung hops up that he gets a real challenge, nearly getting knocked off himself. In such close quarters, however, it's almost impossible for either to get the upper hand. And the two are so evenly matched that the tabletop splits in two before a winner can be declared. Yeah, we say Ip Man's in.
我就喊你一声叶师傅。
Number 4, Ip Man vs. Sergeant Geddes, Ip Man 4, the finale.
This is Master Ip Man. He defeated Collins last night, and he's here to kick your ass.
Looking to wrap up the franchise, Ip Man 4 the finale really needed to come through with its, well, finale. In proper Ip Man fashion, Ip Man arrives at the Marine base aiming to teach the deplorable Sergeant Geddes a lesson in humility and tolerance. With the Marines in attendance, the two duke it out to the brutal end. Geddes once again relies on his powerful legs and heavy boots to deal serious damage, but Ip proves too swift and punishing to Geddes' weak points, breaking his arm and crushing his windpipe to the point that he can't continue. With Geddes being escorted to the sickbay, Ip is given a round of applause by Hartman and the rest of the troops. Now that's respect. Number 3. Ip Man vs. General Miura, Ip Man. The people of Foshan needed something to cheer about when the Japanese took over. And boy, did Ip Man give it to them. Going toe-to-toe with karate master General Miura in the city's public square,
the general says, for the sake of cultural exchange, he's having a fair tournament bout with Master Ip today.
Ip Man nearly falls off the platform twice early on, but relies on his balance to recover. The scene is tense. As the better Ip Man does, the closer Colonel Sato's hand gets to his gun. However, the threat of death doesn't stop him, as we get to see just how Ip Man's training has prepared him for this moment. When he's victorious, the crowd erupts in celebration. And then revolution when Ip Man is indeed shot. Fortunately, he pulls through, living to fight another day. Number 2. Ip Man vs. Taylor the Twister Miller, Ip Man 2. Completing the Rocky IV parallel, Ip Man challenges the Twister in an attempt to avenge fallen Master Hung. Though their fighting styles differ, their bout does not lack excitement. Twister's strength initially proves too much, and when the judges ban Ip Man from kicking altogether, claiming it gives him an unfair advantage, he is stripped of nearly half his arsenal.
According to a decision by the judges, kicking is prohibited in this match.
Digging deep, Ip Man adopts Master Hung's fighting styles, going for Twister's head to disorient and ultimately defeat him. Now with the platform to speak, Ip Man pleads that going forward, no matter the differences between Eastern and Western philosophies, that there be a mutual respect for one another.
He says he didn't come here today to prove which is better, Chinese or Western boxing. Although people have different status in life, he doesn't believe that one person's integrity is worth more than another's. He hopes that we can start to respect each other.
And he's given a standing ovation for his words of wisdom. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Ip Man vs. 10 Black Belts, Ip Man. During the first half of Ip Man, the Wing Chun Master's skills are often mythologized by the people of Foshan, though seldom seen.
Whatever, he did it with one hand, okay? But Master Liu refused to give up, and Master Ip just kept chasing him. Bam, bam, bam!
However, after witnessing Master Liu being executed at General Miura's dojo, and suspecting that another friend met the same fate, Ip Man is through being coy. He immediately demands to face 10 karate black belts.
Give me 10 of them!
You crazy? Please don't.
I want to fight 10.
After getting his wish, Ip Man does not hold back, breaking the leg of one and handily defeating all the others. He made a statement to not only General Miura, but to us as well, proving that he was not to be trifled with.
I didn't come here for the rice.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.